What is up, YouTube? My name is Evan, and today on The Edge we are going to talk about Ninjask. This card is new from Roaring Skies, well, relatively new. It's got 70 HP, free retreat, which is always nice, an attack for grass and a colorless that does 30 damage and lets you look through your deck for up to 2 Ninjasks to put straight onto your bench, no evolution required. And his main selling point, though, is his ability Wing Buzz, which is once per turn. If he's your active Pokemon, you can discard a card from your hand, and if you do, you discard the top card of your opponent's deck. Which means he's one of the few cards in our format right now who can actually be part of a deck out strategy, which is kind of cool. But that's not necessarily everything you want to do with him. He could have some other intriguing possibilities. But first things first, let's talk about getting this guy off the ground in the first place. Now, obviously, we could go ahead and fire his ability on turn 1 via Wally, and Wally's a nice support card, and some of the things you might want to run Ninjask with might want Wally anyway, so that's kind of nice that we can actually sort of double up purposes here. Unlike Pokemon who use their attack to do their combo or to do whatever their trick is, with his ability, you can do that on turn 1, no problem. And if you want to invest in his After Image Assault attack, you can get Ninjasks without actually having to evolve, which means you might be running extra Ninkatas, which are perfect for discarding to his Wing Buzz ability, since you won't be needing them to evolve with anymore. So that gives you something extra to help pay for his cost right there. Although if paying for the cost is something you want to do on a regular basis, you could always use Execute. Now granted, this guy's about to move into expanded format from modified in the next few months, most likely, but he's still the perfect card to combo with Ninjask, and other cards like Execute might come around in the future. So it's something to keep in mind. Of course, this guy's ability to discard from your hand might not be necessarily seen as a bad thing. That's kind of what I mean by a dual purpose. After all, sometimes you want to discard cards from your hand. Consider cards like Archie's Ace in the Hole and Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick. These actually want your hand to be thinned out, and while some cards are easily played from your hand, some cards can kind of stick around in your hand, like Evolutions, or basic Pokemon that you don't necessarily want to bench. Ninjask can be the perfect way to discard those cards from your hand and set up cards like these so that you can make powerful plays. And of course, other discards can be very useful too, like Energies for Bronzong, Mega Turbo, or Mega Manectric EX. All these cards, all of them, all want Ninjask's ability to just discard freely. And since he has free retreat, of course, Ninjask can just naturally retreat away to the bench for, say, another Ninjask who can do that ability. All for no energy investment in Ninjask himself, meaning that while you're doing Ninjask's tricks, you can be placing your energy for the turn on other Pokemon entirely, like, say, your Mega Manectric, or whatever your Bronzong wants to try to power up, or on your Mega Pokemon with Mega Turbo. So, this card, while easily overlooked as kind of a janky, maybe if deck out becomes a thing later kind of card, Ninjask is actually quite useful right now. He doesn't necessarily take up a lot of space in the deck, and he can do some really cool tricks. Not to mention the fact that late game, you might just be able to deck out an opponent who hasn't really been paying that much attention to their deck until late, which is more people than you might think sometimes. So anyway, that is Ninjask, and until next time, like, comment, subscribe, check me out on Twitter if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.